This is me, and it's my first time on the slopes. My snowboard instructor may be onto something hard. Thankfully, he had a lot of patience. After packing all our stuff and moving to the south of Spain, we've been filling our time with fun activities and adventures, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to learn how to snowboard, and it was a challenge. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. Hi guys, it's me.
Oh my god. We've made it to Sierra Nevada. Crazy. Look at the babies. They're so cute.
I won't worry about it.
Okay. Oh my god.
Come on, so sick. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's go to the beginning zone. So, we will put the snowboard like this to go straight, to go in front of us, okay? And what we land without falling.
It's gonna be crazy.
Not sure how easy.
My fun, yeah. Thank you.
So what we are going to do is, first of all, don't repeat with me, I will show you. You know what to do. Oh, easy. It's my blocker, I don't know why. It's easy. Put the other foot here and push away. Now I took control.
Yeah.
Also, I could show a bit of my boot from behind to have a breaker to stop, okay? That's this.
This is hilarious. We're basically trying to, we're getting snowboard lessons. I've been given some balloons because we keep getting lost from each other. And I'm literally sat here. I'm like doing okay. I'm literally sat here waiting. Not waiting, but like our instructor's gone down with Oliver. The other guys are sat down to my left, a bit further away. Look at the view out here. It's incredible. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go meet them there basically. Oliver and the instructor are right there.
So funny. Come on, keep going.
Good job. But they will have their runners. Okay, good job everyone.
This is so cool. I got you, kitty. Here I go. Woo. Speed.
This was one of my final runs. By this point, I think we had all improved a lot from when we first arrived. We were at a point where we could go down the slopes without our instructor and not falling over.
Thank the boss on the expert rule.
It's been 2 weeks since we've been snowboarding. Since then we've had to move apartment, and that's going to be a whole nother vlog. But this is what our experience is at snowboarding for the first time. We actually went snowboarding for 3 days in total. We had 2-hour lessons on each of the days at like different times. So day 2 and day 3 we tried to get there before the lessons started so we could actually have like a bit of time on the slopes ourselves. We failed every single time. So the first day our instructor was basically teaching us how to go down on the beginner slopes. He was taking us down one by one and teaching us like just how to balance ourselves on the snowboard, which was definitely hard at the beginning if you've never done it before. How did you find it?
Very difficult. I've skateboarded in the past. Have you?
Yeah.
You have, right?
I've only, a little bit, but it's like completely different.
Yeah, completely different. Like they say, the instructor was like, "Oh, have you done any board sports before?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've skateboarded a bit." And he's like, "Oh, you should be okay then."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I stepped on it, and the first thing that happened was like the board sliding everywhere. I guess kind of like the first time you go on a skateboard, it rolls away. But the snowboard did that, and I was like, "Oh."
To me, it's completely different. It is slippy, like slidey, like how you
It's
will feel on
weird.
wheels. But it's completely different. You lean different, you stand different, you're tied down to it for one. Like, there's a lot that is very, very
Wherever
different.
the board's going, you are going with it.
Yeah.
Like, at least with a skateboard, you can jump off. You can't jump off a snowboard. You can try.
Like day 2, we done a little bit more on the beginner slopes. And in fact, can you remind me, because
When we got there, because we were running late.
we ran late every single day.
But like it was really bad on the second day because of traffic and then the parking. Two of our group,
the two that we were with.
yeah, went to join the lesson as soon as we got there, so we didn't waste too much time.
Oh yeah, that was it. So yeah, exactly. You're right.
And
Sorry.
we went to park the car, but we had to park like a mile away. So walking back,
Yeah. So
they went and got our equipment for us, which saved us a little bit of time.
Yeah, it did. So we basically kind of like helped each other out. Me and Oliver went to park the car. We dropped them off right at the door of the resort so they could go in, grab our equipment, do everything that they need to do, and meet the instructor so we didn't like get in trouble with being late and stuff or like piss him off.
Well, also just not to waste.
Yeah, to not waste
as
like the
much of
lesson
it.
as well, because they're in like time slots. And then me and Oliver went to like go park. The parking was like a little while away, and we just had to walk down to the resort and meet them. But even when we got into the resort, we got lost, which is what the balloons were about. And we were away from our group for the longest time, and we missed out on quite a lot. But
Like half of the lesson for that
yeah,
day.
But I don't think that really affected how we done. I still feel like
No, I don't think so either.
day 2 we saw quite a lot of improvement, and
Well, because we stayed as well after the lesson on the second day.
yeah,
We stayed a lot longer because on the first day, by the time our lesson finished, the resort was closing.
yeah. I think for day 2, mine and Oliver's experience was we spent about half hour with our instructor, and it was on not the beginner's slope, it was on like the much bigger slope that we took the chairlift to, which we could have benefited like maybe a bit longer, but I don't think it made much of a difference.
No,
Like,
I think we'd have only gone down maybe one more time.
Yeah.
Because by the time we got there, bear in mind we'd arrived an hour late. The other two had only been up on the chairlift.
Yeah. And day 3, our instructor, we managed to meet him on time, and we done quite a lot with him. So our instructor definitely saw like a difference in our like ability on day 3. He definitely said it to you, didn't he?
Yeah, I fell over a lot, broke my ass. It really hurt. To the point where like walking hurt, sitting down hurt, standing up hurt, crying hurt. It was just pain.
I had the same. My injuries were basically almost the same, but not as
you
bad.
you've got a lot more padding than I have. Naturally. Latin jeans were working strong. These white boy jeans did nothing for me. But it's weird, because like when you're doing it, you kind of forget about the injury. Like when you're up and moving,
Yes.
like you don't really feel the injury. It's when like for instance, my ass, it was fine when I was going, but as soon as I fell on it again, I had to lay down for like a good 5 minutes. But then it's when you stop at the end of the day that everything starts to hurt.
Yeah.
He said it, didn't he? On day 1, he was like, it's going to be like you've done 1,000 squats.
It
Honestly,
is.
It was worse than doing 1,000 squats. Somebody was hitting you in the ass with a hammer while you were doing 1,000 squats. That's what it was like. But like then at the end of the day, when you've got to walk back to your car or back to your hotel or your chalet or whatever, if you're staying there, the walk will kill you. If you've survived the mountain, walking back to where you need to go will finish you off.
That's the product of 3 consecutive days.
That's true.
So we had, in between snowboarding, we had breaks where we went and got like refreshments, food. One of the places that we did go to was a burger shop, which was hectic as well. This is probably why there was no footage, because there was a lot of the time we were in a queue or bouncing from one till point to another. Was it till point? It was
like those, the self-order machines you get in McDonald's, like those, but only. Like, they had 6, and at any given time, at least 2 of them were not working.
Yeah,
and you've got queues of, like, 10 people per machine, and dickhead skiers getting annoyed.
Just impatient.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who were really impatient there.
Just rude.
And it was pretty hard. Where everything is in, like, Spanish as well, so I was, like, kind of preoccupied with trying to help where I can.
So we had the equivalent of a Burger King, something like that, burger, chips, drink kind of vibe. Everyone would think, oh yeah, it's gonna be, you go skiing, you expect to spend a lot of money on food, drink and stuff like that. The food that we had there, so like I said, like a Burger King meal, I think was about the equivalent of 15 euros each.
Which isn't that bad.
Which isn't, like, that's how much you'd pay for a Burger King or a McDonald's anyway. Like, I honestly went in there expecting to be like £20 per person for just like a sandwich or something like that. It was actually really good, I thought. And then there was like a little shop off the mountain that we stopped in every day when we left.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. Like, honestly, by the time you're done, you need to drink.
Oh my god, like, not even by the time, like, it was late in the first hour, I was like, I wish we bought water.
Yeah, like, man like Andres, our instructor, had this like clip thing that he clipped on his ski trousers that had a water bottle in it. Honestly, the best thing you could do, because we didn't.
No.
And so we had to stop for it, and you need it.
Yeah.
That's so bad. But yeah, so we stopped at the local emporium on the way out.
Emporium.
On the way out, to pick up some snacks and stuff so that we could munch and drink on the way home. I don't think it was too expensive.
And like pricing of like actually hiring out the equipment and being there, like having the lessons itself, I think we got it for a really good price.
Yeah, so we were there for 3 days in total, 6 hours of lessons across 3 days. including snowboard rental, snowboard boots, helmet, ski passes, and that was it. Because we had all our own clothing.
Yeah,
and we had
like,
goggles.
to not include that was a whole different, like, we did buy everything
Yeah.
before coming to Spain.
Because we'll go again.
Yeah.
And use it again. Like, yeah, so all of that, the hire and the entire cost for us to go, which also did include fuel because we drove there every day, was about £350 a person.
Which isn't bad.
Which isn't too bad. Like, that's including all the food that we bought while we were there.
For
That's how
3
much we
full
spent.
days.
So, obviously, if you stay there, it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah. The accommodation looked like it, I think you looked it up, didn't you? And it was something like,
I mean, the cheapest if you book in advance. I mean, yeah, if you book in advance, it's probably going to be £100 a night, probably the cheapest. But some of it was thousands for a few days.
I'd love to do it though.
I think if we went again, we would stay there from a time-saving point of view.
Yeah.
Because effectively, you know, on day 2 we missed half our lesson. Still money that we kind of wasted, really. Honestly, again, we didn't really talk about the cost of the individual lessons. How much were they? €134 per 2 hours for 4 people, which I think is reasonable. I wouldn't say cheap. Let's not say cheap, because, you know, that's the equivalent of about £105, I think, £110. So it's, you know, it is a lot of money for 2 hours, effectively. But you're paying for a private instructor. Like, it is one-on-one.
Yeah,
if you, like, you get one-on-one
there is quite
tuition.
You do get what you pay for. And like the fact that we had such a nice instructor as well, I think definitely made it feel more valuable for what we're getting, like being paid for.
I think we definitely got our money's worth out of it.
The parking, when you go to the resort, like there was already a queue on the main road going towards the resort. You could see people being turned away and turning around the like roundabout that they had there and just go in a different direction. And that's basically they had parking at the resort, whether there was enough and we just needed to get tickets or something, I don't know.
Well, that was it. When we got to the gate, the woman said you could go in if you had a reservation. So on day 3, we tried to pay for a reservation before we went.
Yeah.
But you have to have paid. Basically, you need to make sure you've done it the night before. The parking, I thought, again, was fairly reasonable. It was like €20 a day, which is, you know, I don't think too bad. You know, used to parking in London car parks and things like that. So
I think for what it is as well, it would have just been worth it.
It definitely
would
worth
have
it.
been worth it.
From
just
from not having to do the walk back to the car.
Yeah.
Or just from the fact that you save the time and you can get on the snow earlier, stay on the snow later, kind of thing.
Yeah, it would have been just so much more convenient.
Fear.
That's such a good word.
It's like the enemy of snowboarding, and he said this to us. He was like, once you get going, like you need to, like for instance, you need to lean forward onto your front foot to go down the slope well, and then but naturally the board obviously feels like it's going to go from under you, so you feel in yourself that you want to lean back, but it's at that point that the board will then like strafe under you and you'll end up on the floor. Which also, fun fact, snow is not soft to land on. The snow that you snowboard on is not nice powdery snow that you get in your garden to make your snowman. It's like ice.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like falling on rocks, which is why my ass is broken.
We never nailed the chairlift. Every single time that we went, when we got to the top and we were due to come off, there was a point. I wish I filmed it so much.
The first time you went on it, you went under it.
The first, that's a bad part. So the first time I went onto that chairlift, I didn't have it recorded at all, which is probably a good thing, but I also at the same time really wanted to see that footage back because it's like, I don't know what happened. In fact, do you know what happened? You were next to me, weren't you?
Was nowhere around. Nowhere near. Nothing to do with me.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I was there. I was fully involved.
No, it
What
wasn't.
happened? Me and you got off at the same time. And the thing, I was on the far outside seat.
So you on my right?
Yeah, so I was on the far right seat. You were in the one next to me on the left.
Yeah.
I got off and we ride our snowboards the other way around.
Yeah, so we're like, we
So
were facing away from each
Yeah,
other.
back to back.
We were back to back.
And then
So you know you're meant to have like one foot on the board, like attached, and then 1 foot off board, like detached, and you're meant to put that second foot that's not attached onto the board, like kind of like tucked in with the rest of the what happened was, as we went down, I don't know what happened. I generally don't know.
Oh no, I think I'm mixing up the two times actually.
Yeah, so
What happened the first time was I was on. That's right.
Was you not on my
No,
left?
I was on the right. I was on the right, but I had strapped in the other way round. So normally I would ride with my left foot in front.
Strapped in?
Yeah, which is odd.
You definitely like
because I'm
cack-handed.
right-footed.
Yeah, you're cack-handed.
But Andres was like, "Why are you not riding with your right foot at the front?" So I was like, "Okay, man, I'll give it a go." So I strap my right foot in, and I'm on the right-hand side, the far right, and then you're one seat to my left.
Yeah.
And so we are facing each other, right? No, you're facing away from me. I'm facing towards your back. That's right.
Yeah,
And
'cause
then
I have my right. Yeah, I have my right.
I got off and started scooching along, and I think you went to get off, and you tried to grab me, but because I was like sliding over, you missed. And then fell over, and then the chairlift went over the top. You laying on the ground like that.
Yeah.
And the woman who was running the chairlift just didn't stop it.
No, I don't think she fully saw, did she?
Yeah, she came over, didn't she? And then helped you up.
Not until afterwards.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
I barely got, like, you're meant to go forward and straight out the door. I barely left the chair area. I fell over. The chair literally went. I had to Indiana Jones duck underneath that chair to stop it from hitting me. I didn't even see it, by the way. It was instinct.
We were all watching it from outside the chairlift.
I was just like, I screamed and I just went under and then managed to dodge it. And then she saw me then. We made eye contact then. And then she was like... And then we made eye contact then, and then she stopped the entire thing. So I must have like caused everyone traffic behind me.
Well, it happened to us then, didn't it? When we were on it, it just stopped in the middle of the.
Yeah, it must happen a lot. I don't know about in that fashion, but it must happen a lot.
Actually, it was more than twice. It was like 3 times. 'Cause the second time was when I was on your left and you were on the right, and I was facing you.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we were about to fall over, so we grabbed onto each other, and then we both fell over.
Yeah, but like
into like the side of the fucking.
We done that on purpose, to be fair, because I was a child.
No, that was time 3.
No, so no, you. You had your foot on my board at one point.
That was time 2.
That was time 2.
Yeah, and then we grabbed each other and both fell off to the side, where the chairlift turns around. And then time 3, we got off actually quite well.
Yeah,
like, we actually did well. But then some little
we still
absolute,
held on to each other.
Yeah, that's fine. Some little absolute fake. We were again on the 2 far right seats, and we got off. And we actually got off really well.
Yeah.
And we were like skirt across the snow, and then the kid turns across the front of us. So rather, like at this point, we're still not like 100% sure that we can stop. So we just like threw ourselves on the floor. And our ski instructor was like, "You did well. I know you only threw yourself on the ground because."
Yeah.
And he went and told the mother.
Yeah.
He was like, "Your kids just made them like."
Yeah, they just had to launch themselves.
But then actually, I just remembered that the time that we went at the top without Andres on the last day, we actually did get off well.
Yeah.
We got off well. Like we actually got off.
Yeah. There wasn't a time that I got off and I didn't fall over, but that one was a lot better than every single other time.
Be prepared to get at least mildly injured.
Yeah, you can wear
You can get
protection.
I would strongly suggest one goes prepared with the relevant protection, but actually do. Like genuinely, because one thing I haven't mentioned is that not only did I absolutely bust my ass on the snow, but I also popped my knee.
I heard that as well. I think I was going towards you and you just fell over and I heard this like real crunch and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought you generally broke something and I was like,
I thought I had when I was laying on the ground.
He was laying there and I had to literally, I couldn't even speak. I was just like analysing first. I was like, has he broken something?
But man like Andres did say the best thing to do is fall on your bum.
Yeah.
And you can
like,
pad your bum quite
roll.
well, I think. He also said, if you think you're going to fall, sit down first, which is genuinely the best part of advice.
Yeah.
Other tips, definitely pre-book your equipment hire.
Pre-book any
and
parking
your
that
ski
you think.
pass and the parking.
Yeah, any parking that you think you might need just to make your life a little bit easier.
Get there earlier than you think you need to be.
Take water with you.
Take water for sure. Also, if you're doing lessons, we got a good deal because we did a group lesson where the cost of all 4 of us doing it was only €30 more than one person. And if you are going to where we went, would highly recommend the people we used.
I will put the link in the description below.
Because man like Andres, absolute hero.
He was so nice. He was such a legend. He had so much patience with me. He had so much patience with everyone. And he had, like, I think he spent a good time with everyone as well, equally.
Yeah, definitely go and do it. Like, I think
Yeah.
if you're even considering doing it and you're sort of on the fence, or if it's not even something on your radar,
This is your sign.
like, you should go and do it. Like, I think everyone should try it at least once.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't need to go up a big slope. You can do it just on the little beginner one. But it's like it's a full-on experience. Like,
You get so much adrenaline from it, and I loved it so much.
yeah, like we want to go back.
We want to go
Like
back.
every time we rewatch the footage or look at the photos or anything, it just makes you want to go again. It's definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
100%. Get booked in.
Get booked in. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, so
Lifestyle tip: skiers are biggest fucking stains on the planet.
snowboarders are much better.
Way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yeah. Why do you think we did it?
Exactly.
But in reality, we've been back for weeks, and my ass is still